Well, I'm just outside today doing a quick job on the Milano. Um, the drill press has to go into the garage pretty soon here, so I figured I'd do this messy job outside rather than in my nice clean garage. So I sort of turned my drill press into a mill real quickly with a little bit of a that's a die grinding single cut burr there, and I just kind of use the table as sort of a makeshift mill. Nevertheless, this has been working on here. As you can see, I'm making it out of plastic. I do love making things out of plastic. It's cheap, it's easy to work with, it's light, and you don't have to get really, really hot to put it together. So this is actually the test piece that I made a little while ago. This is a HDPE. I actually found this was a little bit too flimsy for the job I wanted to do. So I bought a nice sheet of ABS instead. Much more rigid and nice. So if you don't know what this is, I'll walk over to the car and quickly show you what it is. Walk over here. Have a peek. It goes right up underneath here. There we go. So yeah, basically it's just a slight bit of an under tray on the front half between basically the front valence and then the rad support. The rad support's right here. The radiator's here, obviously. And so what I was finding was happening during the summer is the fan would run, so it'd suck cold air in from the top. It would basically, the hot air would then come around and just loop right back into the fan again. So it's just this circle of hot air around and around in circles. And because Alpha, in the 80s, they didn't really care about this sort of stuff. So I figured I'd make a slight improvement to that whole deal. So basically you can look behind the shroud and you can see, yeah, there's the fan way in there. So now the air basically is forced backwards away from the front intake. So yeah, we've got obviously my condenser fan there, and the rest of the cooling pack in here. You can see my power steering cooler up in there, kind of, not really, but anyway, it's there. Yeah, there it is. So what was happening is when the AC fan was running, especially, it was basically it was going through the condenser and then basically going straight down towards the ground. So it wasn't actually going through the radiator. So not only will this prevent the circulation of hot air back through, it also makes it so that when I'm traveling in this direction, the air doesn't go in here and then towards the ground. It actually is forced through the cooler instead of down towards the ground. So yeah, sort of a dual purpose little deal there. Just held on with a couple of standard automotive style P-clips. And a couple little brackets I quickly made up hanging it off the rad support. I didn't want to drill anything but a couple little holes in my plastic valence to make this work. So I managed to get it done without drilling any extra holes to the car. And those just hang off the holes that were already drilled in the rad support. So yeah, hopefully it does what it's supposed to. And you can see I can't see the ground anymore. So that's obviously a major, major plus. So it's unlikely that I'll notice any major difference. The car never really had a cooling system problem to begin with. But what I'll probably notice is that when I'm standing out here and it's hot, I'm not getting hot air going, like when I'm standing here, I was getting hot air coming. So it'll definitely reduce that effect happening. But other than that, it's been a great season. Getting towards fall now, so be driving it for another month and then we'll be putting it away until next year. Bye for now.